Welcome to the Murphy, Sam, and Jodi After the Show podcast.
What we're doing tonight on Facebook Live is being in a relationship with your bedtime routine, which I got into a relationship with mine about 2 years ago, and it has been life-changing. And so it's Girl Talk
And when you
Tuesday.
say that, you just mean that it's like you've got a discipline. You follow it. And I know
Yes.
that, obviously being married to you, that,
have
you know,
to.
it's just, it's 8:30. Jodi's in the back now. Now, your schedule's a little bit different than a lot of people because you wake up at what time?
3:50.
Right. So not everybody wakes up at 3:50, in the morning. But this is good for anybody, no matter what time you
It's true.
go to bed.
I just want to say we're going to cover this tonight
wake
in our
up, I mean.
Facebook Live, Girl Talk Tuesday, because this is one of the things that we've been wanting to talk about for a while all together. But my story is that a couple of years ago, I realized, look, I've always known that sleep is important. Sleep was that thing that used to nag at me when our girls were little. Murphy, you know that. It drove me crazy when I thought they didn't get a good night's sleep, because I think everything else suffers when you don't get a good night's sleep. And when I would know they had been up a bunch at night or went to bed too late, I would be worried about them during the day. Like, she's got a test today, and I would be worried about it. I give sleep a lot of respect. Mm-hmm. It is when your body and brain repairs itself.
Yeah.
You ever had a pimple on your face and you go to sleep at night and you wake up in the morning, it's better? Your body did that for you while you were resting. And everything else has to reset. And so when our girls were young, I went to sleep when I could. People would always ask, knowing we have these crazy hours, what time do you go to bed? It's the second question I get. The first one is, how do you work with your husband? The second most common question is, what time do you go to bed? And when the kids were little, it was always whenever I can, because I would. That's the truth.
Yeah, I mean, it was rarely it was always like 9:30, 10-ish. It was pretty,
Yes.
late by comparison.
Yes. And so once the girls got older, got busy with their own lives, and I flipped the switch. I realized I flipped that, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to go to bed. And look, Phoebe was still in high school living with us when I tried to sort of change that game. Instead of me going in and tucking in kids, they would come in and kiss me goodnight because I was going to bed early. Mm-hmm. I would fight for my right about that. It was a change that happened slowly but surely. And Murphy is still getting used to it, because sometimes he won't, Sam, that he sometimes doesn't pay attention to what time it is.
Oh, yeah.
He'll walk in the bedroom. He's like, "You're already in bed?" I'm like, "Hi, have you met me?" Yes. So my bedtime routine really starts in the afternoon. And I say that meaning I don't have caffeine past 3 p.m. If I ever do, if I fudge that or fib it or whatever you call it, I pay for it. Even tea, which bothers
Really?
me.
Wow.
Even tea.
Well, and that varies by person. There was a time where the caffeine was never a problem for me. I mean, it really wasn't. I could have a cup of coffee before I went to bed if I wanted to, and I'd be right out. But now,
Your body's like, no.
I guess as your body changes, and our bodies are always constantly changing on
True.
us. And they say that, even if you feel like you can have that caffeine and go to bed, it winds up being disruptive to your REM sleep,
REM sleep.
And REM sleep and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The repair sleep that you were talking about.
What about you, Sam? Do you have caffeine past 3 p.m.?
I don't do anything after 6 p.m.
No, but you can have. You'll have
I'll
caffeine
drink,
at 4.
but I usually don't drink. I'm not drinking coffee till 6
Right.
p.m. I'll
Right,
have like
yeah.
a soft drink or iced tea.
Yeah, that messes with me. If it has caffeine in it, and they say caffeine stays in your system for 7 hours no matter what you do. So that's why I try to do that. And it's hard because if we go out to dinner at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock or 7 even, I want tea or I want a Coke or something like that, but I just don't. I try not to have it. That's one easy thing. One thing I try to stick to, I'm not always successful, especially in the summer, is I try not to eat anything past 6 p.m. because there really is real science about going to sleep on an empty stomach. If you eat and then you go to sleep, your body is busy trying to digest food, and it interrupts your sleep. Your body can repair itself better if it's not dealing with a bunch of food and digestion.
Which makes perfect sense to me. And it doesn't mean that all your food is gone by the time you go to bed. It just means you're not hopping in the bed after you've had that big meal.
The digestion process is towards the end, I guess. So my deal was, and I started that in January. I don't know if you remember that in January during resolution time. I was like, I'm not going to eat anything past 6 p.m. I'm going to sleep better. It'll almost be like a little fast. And I do sleep better on an empty stomach. Do I follow that? Not every day, because sometimes hungry wins. Sometimes it's like, man, I would like some popcorn.
But it's a little thing of popcorn is not the same thing as eating your dinner and then going to bed 15 minutes later.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, to me, that's your body's not having to work that hard on all those things.
Yeah. So. I also, this year, this is new in my life this year, 2026, I introduced the dark shower. I don't take showers in the light anymore in the evening. Like in the morning, I'll shower with the lights on. But at night, Murphy knows this is true too. I start the shower and I turn the light off. And the little area outside of the shower, I turn that light off. I know where everything is in there, and your eyes adjust to the darkness.
Yeah, you've got some light coming in there.
It's about your senses. It's a sensory experience, a shower. So the warm water and the nice, body wash or soaps or whatever you're using, if it's bright in there, it almost sort of awakens you.
It's the circadian rhythm thing.
Yeah. So I do dark showers, and they work. Or a dark bath would work. I've done a couple of
Probably
those.
works in conjunction with all of it.
Yeah.
But to me, I find the dark showers downright dangerous. But
I don't
But that's me,
understand that. I mean, you know
Right.
where everything is in there, Murphy.
yeah, I know.
I
but
mean, how big is your shower?
I'm afraid.
It's a pretty good sized shower, but I don't know why he said. Murphy says things are dangerous that I can't understand.
Yeah, I'm just extra cautious in anything that's slippery.
I've not had any accidents. In fact, dark showers have improved my nighttime routine.
I understand that.
Puts me in
I've tried
a
it before.
physical mood.
Well, I find because the opposite is true in the morning when you're starting and you don't want all that light hitting you at once, because it does awaken your senses. So
Right.
the
Do that
opposite
slowly.
works to your favor when
Yeah.
you're trying to get your day started.
I also incorporate lower lighting in the whole house. I need low light in the bedroom as I'm getting ready for bed. And I say that because after the shower, I've got lotions and creams to put on. I'm a lady. I have my routines. I take some medicine before I go to sleep, and I do that with water. I drink a good bit of water. I feel like you should go to bed hydrated.
Yeah.
I know that.
That's a tricky one too, though. Enough hydration so that your body's happy, but not so much that you're constantly getting up to go to the bathroom.
Correct.
So
There's some other things.
So you mentioned the lotion part to me, the sensory, the smell part.
Mm-hmm.
Do you find that there are certain scents that are more relaxing than others?
Yes.
So like that lemon-based soap that I've been using, it is, man. It's invigorating. It's great.
I wouldn't use that at night.
I can use it at night. It doesn't bother me. But do you find that wakes you up, or is it?
I don't
just
know,
not?
because I didn't like that soap, so I don't use that soap.
But the lavender stuff you like.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like the lavender soap.
You can, and I don't know what your light situation is at the house, but I have a million Philips Hue light bulbs that are all connected, and you can put them together, and there's like the Hue app, they have scenes where you can take the lights down. They have some that actually, based on the time of day, it'll get brighter and then it'll get darker. Or you can have different color scenes where this light is a light blue and this light over here is a pale gray, and it's if you want to get into all that stuff. But I mean, you can work the lights to your favor too.
I probably should talk to Murphy. Would love to be the one to kind of do that. If you want to do something like that, that's fine with me. But I already keep the lights low in the bedroom. But my lamp is on next to my side of the bed, because we're going to get to another thing that I do, and that's I have something to look forward to, like a book. I'm reading. I'm always reading something, and I don't do it on an I try not to do as part of my during the week bedtime routine when we have to get up and be on the weekend. Whatever, I'll scroll and shop on my phone, websites or whatever. But during the week, when I know I have to get up in that 3:30, 3:50 time frame, I look forward to getting to the bed around 8 o'clock. I love to be in the bed around 8, and that way I can go to sleep around 8:30 is the goal. That's what I'm trying to do these days. It's not perfect. It's a target.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think if you keep it a target, that'll keep you from going way over target.
Yeah.
You won't fudge it by an hour. You'll fudge it by 15, 20 minutes if you have to, if it's just one of those days.
Look,
but,
those times when I'm more it's self-care. So when I'm true to it, it pays dividends. I can feel a difference in a day where I've done the nighttime routine the right way the night before. I feel like I'm more alert and in, my life because of good sleep. And you can do all these things right and still not have a good night's sleep.
Yeah, right.
I'm
you
a
can have
woman.
something disrupted,
I have hormonal changes. I have a 2:30 wake up sometimes. That's clockwork sometimes.
Well, the other thing that you didn't put on your list, but it absolutely contributes to it, is the fact you exercise.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry.
You know,
I actually put that at the front part of my notes. I just forgot to say it.
Yeah,
I always
because-
sleep better on a day when
Yeah, I
I've
mean, I do. I
exercised.
know that I sleep better, on
Yeah.
days where I've done my workouts.
Yeah. And that's why on days like yesterday, I didn't get a workout in. I worked out Sunday. I didn't work out yesterday. So before I got into bed, you know what I did?
What?
I got on you were like,
Oh, yeah, your plate.
I got
or
on my
whatever that's
vibration
called.
plate
Yeah.
and I did some yoga poses on it and some squats on it because that's exercise. And it, some would say that don't do that right before you go to bed because it kind of jacks your body up. But I wanted to get it in. And so I did
I
it
don't
in the
think there's
dark.
anything wrong with it. You know what? I wonder if
In a dark
the
room.
mental offset of feeling good about the fact you did that for yourself is the perfect offset to actually doing the exercise.
Yeah.
Exercise never winds me up. It's really weird. It's like, it's after a good workout, I'm in that opposite place at that point. I'm not saying I want to go to sleep right at that moment. I'm just saying that it's not like it amps me up. And even a long walk doesn't really amp me up. I feel very peaceful.
Good, because I think that's something that we don't talk about enough with exercise. And I know we're talking about sleep here, but it all works together because it's all the
does work
basics.
together, yeah.
It's all self-care. And the reason I'm talking about this here and the reason we're doing it tonight in Facebook Live is because I think sleep falls to the bottom of that list. I think sleep does not get the respect it deserves because we all know about eating right and exercising and getting hydration and all of that and being social, being a big part of that pie of mental health. But if you don't sleep, if you don't get the sleep you need, you're not making good mental decisions. You are, I don't ever want to make a bad decision if I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
What do you do on the weekends?
This is a part of what I wrote down. Try to keep things as the same as you can because your body doesn't know it's Saturday versus Tuesday. That calendar is something that was created. But I do like the idea of fudging it a little bit. Like we'll go out to eat. We had dinner reservations on Saturday night at 7 p.m. And so I'm certainly not, going to bed at
right
8:30
away.
after eating like
Right.
that. So I stay up later, but I get up early on the weekends to kind of keep my body close to the same schedule, And anyway, I'm just saying that it's something that I took for granted for years. And when the kids were little and we were trying, doing this, I chose this life to be a working mother and working strange hours mother.
Mm-hmm.
And so there were times when my self-care definitely went to the back burner and sleep was one of them. Even though I knew the power of it, I worried about their sleep. And I just got what I could. Let me go to bed at 10:30 and get up at 3:50 and do all the things and face plant later. I didn't give a lot of thought to planning my sleep until now in my life when I can. And I have found that to be one of the beautiful things about empty nest. I know we did a whole podcast on empty nest recently because everyone experiences that differently. Yes, I miss the kids being there and the sound of the noises. And it's been an adjustment like at dinner time. Like it's just you and me again. Here we are. That's different.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah. See you at work. See you at bedtime. But I just thought, let me use this as a time to take better care of myself.
Yeah.
Maybe I've earned that a little bit. And so one of the things I wanted to do was the sleep. And it's so cute because when Taylor and Phoebe are home, they know if they'll be up in the front part of the house visiting with Murphy and playing music and talking to dad and he's making dad jokes and doing all the things. And I'll excuse myself and hug them and I'll go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go get in the bed and they also come hug me on the way out, even if I'm already starting to drift or maybe I'm just in there reading. They know that, and it's beautiful because they respect it. They're like, oh, mom goes to bed.
Yeah.
So it's just a boundary I've set for myself. I've tried to stay true to it.
It's good that you've stuck with it too, because it's hard to
Yeah.
stick to an early bedtime.
Yeah, because that's also time that I could watch a true crime documentary or, go online shopping. But I'm also trying, when I say I read a book. I try to read on paper or an e-reader that looks like paper. I try not for it to be a screen, because a screen, it is intriguing is not the word.
It's stimulating to your brain. But the thing is, you should definitely use the blue filter and all the features. These phones all have the features that you need, to keep the blue light from stimulating your brain.
Right.
But I think the activity also can keep your mind rolling, because when we doom scroll, whether we realize it or not, we're somehow engaging on some emotional level or whatever.
You feel.
And I realize that too, because I use the blue filters and all of that. And still, if I'm doing too much work, and it's weird because if it's on my laptop, it doesn't seem to be as bad as it is on my phone.
Yeah.
But on the phone, it really will. I don't know if it just cranks my brain up before going to bed.
Yeah.
But
stimulating.
But you're right. It's the reason I think it's tricky to keep the discipline of it, like you're talking about, when you do work, full days, is when you finally have that moment of where you feel like you breathe. You really want to capitalize on that. You don't want to go to bed yet because you're breathing and it's peaceful and there's not a whole lot going on. You're right, exactly.
It's finally your time.
Yeah,
and it's okay to give it to sleep.
Yeah, and I think that where it's really working for you, Jodi, is that you're not a perfectionist about it. You're diligent about it. I would almost say obsessive, and that's fine. I'm not saying that in a negative way. I would say, just like I have obsessions with other things, you are really sleep obsessed more than just, it being something important.
Are you kidding?
And then, but you're not a perfectionist about it. If you're 20 minutes off, 15 minutes off, or whatever, sometimes it'll be later in the week, and you'll say, you're feeling it. You're tired. Yeah. But you don't let it completely derail you.
No.
Because the trick with setting that kind of goal for yourself is always going to be, like Sam, like you said, the consistency of it. And you have to somehow be forgiving and reset instead of getting to the point where you go, I can't do it. And then you give up altogether.
You can continue to try doing it because it's a target.
Right.
It's a target. A couple of things. I love that we talk about it here like this, and it's a self-discovery thing for me, because when I was growing up, and I think all children are this way, bedtime is 9, and you hated that.
And you fought against it.
And you fought against it, so sleep almost had a negative connotation. In fact, I can remember, look, if I was ever taking a nap and I get a phone call, even if it's you, Murphy, I'm like, no, I'm not asleep. Why would I deny that? Why am I apologizing for being asleep? It's just a natural, no, you didn't wake me. No.
Everybody does that.
I guess so. I guess we all, you don't want the person to feel bad either.
Correct. I think that's what that is.
You chose to pick up the phone.
Right, exactly.
But no one ever talked to me except for, you need to get more sleep. I was never really taught of the incredible power of it until I started reading about what actually happens to your body when you go to sleep. It's all the things that you need. You want your skin to look good. You want to feel good. You want a clear mind. Good sleep is important to all of that. And you can do everything right and still not get a good night's sleep, because we are human. Our brains work in mysterious ways. There are hormonal changes. There's a million things.
Well, and there's a lot of ancient wisdom about this. Getting a good night's sleep is not a new thing at all. That's the reason our parents wanted us to go to bed, so that you could function for school. What I think it makes it different today is we have many more things going on at one time. Some things we can choose to do, some things that come at us, than there ever has been at any other time in the past, where it's constant saturation. You have the ability to be completely plugged in 24/7. And so I think that's how we easily forget, or we fudge it, because you give me 20 more minutes, or I'm reading this, or I'm interested, or wow, this is a fun YouTube video, or scroll another 10, whatever it is, you get carried away.
What's the value in that? What's the value in that?
For
Nothing.
me,
the sleep is the value.
It's FOMO.
Fear of missing out.
And I don't know what it is I'm going to miss out on if I stay up an extra half hour or an hour, but it's like,
think ahead to how good you want to feel tomorrow.
Oh, I do.
That's what I do.
I mean, it's rare that I stay up past bedtime.
Well, I'm in a relationship with my bedtime routine. Murphy knows that. And we'll talk about it tonight during Girl Talk Tuesday. I can't wait. But I guess the final takeaway here is that it is foundational. You have to get the basics right of anything you're doing, the basics matter. And sleep is one of those basics. You need good food, you need good sleep, you need exercise, you need oxygen, and you need water. You need hydration. But sleep is a huge part of it.
Yeah.
And, you're going to sleep. Just don't wait until you fall on your face and get 3 hours.
Yeah.
You need the full night's sleep as often as possible.